What up, everybody? It's Ponter here, and today we've got the sweatiest game of all time sent to me by Kickapoo, and of course it's on Riviera. You guys are addicted to Riviera. Just stop it. Get some help. Stop playing Riviera so much, because I just have to constantly do videos on it. But this is gonna be a sweaty game. It's got sweaty players. It was played a while ago. It's kind of in the backlog. It's been waylaid by a whole bunch of other replays, but I'm finally getting around to it. So again, Kickapoo sent this to me at some point, or maybe he posted it. I'm not in it, but it does have the usual suspects, and we'll just fast forward it a little bit to let the teams form up. There's some negotiations about players, and I think we've got it right here. So we've got Tuna on support, Red Rum on armor, Kick on infantry, obviously, and Blitz on air. So, yeah, we're talking about symmetrical. It's going to be a 4v4. They're going to be on the USSR side. Let's fast forward a little bit more. I don't think there's anything interesting said other than the planning. And there we go. So on the opposing team, it's Spirit, Alien, Kide, and Papa Loco. And on these teams, like I would say the matchup between Alien and Red Rum, Alien would have the edge. Like Alien is like one of the best players in the game. No offense, Red Rum, but he is. But Kickapoo will edge out Spirit Gun on the infight. And then it's a dead heat between Blitz and Kide. I think Kide is the better air player, and she also has the better ping because it's a European server. And Blitz is in North America. He's a fellow Canadian. And then the support matchup, Tuna versus Papa Loco. They're both not the newest, or they're both. Well, Papa Loco is more of like a pub player, and Tuna is just a newer player, but he has his moments on support, but he's not an elite support player, but neither is Papa Loco. So again, it's kind of a dead heat there. And again, this is a 4v4, and we notice immediately that there isn't an instant push from the USSR team, but it's kind of a slow roll. That's the conservative way to do it, and it is safer, but you notice they've denuded Kide of her scout, so she can't really wipe this out. And then Tuna's bringing up 2 AA. You really need 2 AA if you're going to push up here. Really, you need 3 AA, like 2 up here and then 1 over here. Then you get that defense in depth. And on the other side, Alien is really committing hard on the heavy tanks. Like he's got 2 heavy tanks up here, and then he's got mediums, which is really interesting. You rarely see mediums. I actually like the medium tank here. Usually I just park a heavy here, but it keeps the infantry honest. And in a situation where you think, like let's say, you're prejudiced against Spirit Gun, and you think, he's not the best infantry player. What can you do to help him out in an uneven mashup? Also interesting, Kick does the forward drops up here, and Red Rum does the defensive drops. Usually I think I would do, as the armor player, I would do the offensive drops, and then they would do the defensive drops. But yeah, when you have to support a weaker player, medium units really help a lot, because they can fuck up infant woods, these medium tanks. Then maybe you get a medium artillery if you're cringe, and oof, yeah, those direct arties are brutal. That was actually Red Rum's, so he got 3 drops down, and then. This is something I'm always talking about. In a 4v4 situation, you have to be a little more sparing with your TA usage, and I love this. Just massive push all together with the light tanks. Is Blitz gonna is he gonna lose his scout? Yeah. But look at this, the suicidal heavy tank. Such team play. I don't know about that though. The suicidal heavy tank. But Alien has weirdly. I guess he got wiped by by Blitz's air, but he doesn't have anything up there anymore. This tank was kind of just YOLOing. I don't know what it was doing over there. But what we're gonna see in this game is just constant switchings of strategy. So far, it is just this is the common denominator, the struggle over windmill, a miraculous push by the USSR team, gets the cap. You know, you love to see it. And even controlling the woods a little bit up here, that's really nice. The classic napalms, I wonder who did that. And a lot of TAs being dumped over here. That's kind of a weird sequence. Like, I would save that clearing of this situation till after I cap this. Then you start the clearing, like, wow, they actually... Well, I mean, maybe that sequence is pretty good, but, like, they get the cap up here because of the air. In a 4v4, you always have to think of how can I distract the air? How can I pull attention away? Because the air can only be in one place. Unless they're, like, a split air god. Oh, the medium tank is surviving and thriving. Weird not to see so many light tanks. Like, I'm a light tank enjoyer, light tank enthusiast on this map, and so is Red Rum. You see here, like light tanks, like a couple light tanks can probably beat a medium just with their missiles and stuff. And so now we've got a back and forth between the mill and the mansion, and this is a good tip for you NATO players. Like, let's say you're struggling at the mill, you're losing it a lot. Always just poke the mansion. Like, that distraction that I was kind of disparaging allowed them the opportunity to get up here and recap this. And look, they're clearing up of the drops. You know, ooh, the suicidal. I think that was a suicidal direct arty, or I don't know whose direct arty that was, but that's pretty weird. And now they're clearing that up, and Elian again is favoring a lot of heavies. And I criticize the mucho heavy play, but I guess 2 heavies up here, you really do need... I think that's like the maximum though. And it's also really risky. Like, you can maybe get away with this with a Wally support, but with a Papa Loco support, I don't know. But on the other hand, Red Rum is very contained and blobbed up. And now we can see, okay, now the switching happens. Notice this, the clusters, the Navy SEALs. Look at this Navy SEAL action, despicable Kickapoo. And the movement of the support. So clearly they're going to start pushing over here. We'll see how that goes. But Elian is there. He's got 3 heavies up here. And he's just waiting to push. And in the meantime, the clusters have gone down and they're going for a cap of this. So let's see. Okay, Spirit gets the decap. This is a classic move. Charging forward with the inf. Try to get into these buildings. Get some collaborative caps. Now, if only Elian had a light tank that he could chuck up here and move faster, or a couple light tanks. Instead, his heavy just gets plugged by the air. But in the meantime, Kide has killed Red Rum, and they're going to probably get a devious cap of this. In the meantime, Spirit Gun is managing to defend this. He kills himself with his own direct arty. That's an interesting strategy. And in a moment, Kit can get the cap. They get the cap of this. And we're in a dead heat. So, you know, the sweat's real. The sweaty Navy SEAL drops. So despicable. And, you know, Blitz is just completely suiciding himself here. And nothing is stopping Elian from pushing. You know, he's got 2 beat up choppers. Papa Loco is gamely defending these really overextended heavies. But really, you just need to dive, like, why are you chucking your Hellfires into the light when there's, like, a super ranked up heavy right there, and a beat up heavy right there? But they managed to get the cap. Huge drops coming into town. I wonder if these are Elians or Kickapoos, but Kickapoo has so many drops now. It's just flooded with inf. Let's see, that's Spirit Gun. Excellent denial by the Reg Inf. And yeah, those drops. That's why I guess you do the devious paras on the water, but those can get cleaned up pretty easily if you know what you're doing. And again, I think some lights out of Elian would have been perfect here. Like, these points are completely naked. The air is not in place. There's nothing here. But psychologically, you never want to sack a heavy tank, but you'll sack a light tank no problem for a quick cap. And oh, nice snipe of they must have had some kind of like scan or something here. I don't know, but there's just so many heavies. There's 3 heavies on the field for Elian, and you know, he's not pushing anywhere. It's actually Spirit Gun who's pushing, and finally he pushes, but Oh, okay, you know, he's just shooting at the AA. And once again, here we go. Lights out of Red Rum pushing into town. Okay, finally Alien's pushing. But a little too late because they're already getting the decap of here. More Navy SEALs from Kickapoo. And here comes Blitz. Positions the scout forward. Is he gonna... He's backing up, pre-flaring. Still gets sniped. Yeah, see, Papaloco's got moves. And, oh, nice scan from the... and that looks like an air-to-air, maybe. Nice scan from Red Rum. He knows when he's in trouble. With the scout play, it's almost... Sometimes it's good not to lead with the scout. I know it kind of doesn't make sense. You kind of want to lead with the scout, but it makes it so easy for the guys to snipe it. Even, like, a shitty player should be able to snipe the scout coming in. And the Navy SEALs get cleaned up. That's why, you know, you guys complaining about it being, like, rule-breaking. You know, it was banned in tournaments. I don't think it's that bad. Like, if you can't stop... Like it's just as stoppable as dropping on buildings. Like, you can still stop guys from dropping on buildings just fine. You know, you guys are just overly sensitive. And yeah. It's still a dead heat. NATO is doing a good job pressuring the farm as soon as the town gets pushed. And yeah, like Alien's learned his mistake. He's got a lot more lights, and he's still got this super ranked up tank. This is a great tank spot, guys. Probably one of the best on the map. Like, a lot of people want to get up here to get the high ground. Oh, and like we got some drops coming up here. Let's see how that goes. Is that all Red Rum? Yeah, it's 100% Red Rum. This spot is awesome. Like, I just love this spot. It's so underrated. I mean, I guess it is. Like, everybody knows about it, but great spot. Always keep your tank here. Just keep an eye on it. Make sure you don't miss micro. And yeah, drops onto points, unsupported by air. This is just going to be a lot of wasted TA. I mean, it's kind of lucky that he didn't get the decap. Like, that would have been even worse. But that's still like 40 TA down the drain. Napalm. Man, that's brutal. I think that TA would have been better spent over here. You know, clearing up these forts. Helping Kick get into this town. Because in the meantime, they are hammering the farm again with a light tank. See the farm light tanks. That's the strat, guys. Chucking lights. You just want to be constantly chucking lights into these 2 points. You know, I like the truck play out of Spirit Gun, but honestly, just legging the inf is better. Although, like, they're like, look at this. Like, that's going deep. I guess it's smart that he didn't decap there. So there's, okay, Red Rum's now doing clusters up here, but again, like, one random ass cluster is not going to swing the game. You know, 3 random ass clusters on these 3 points, and then like 5 or 6 drops, that would overwhelm them. And then if you're committing that much, oh, nice, Spirit Gun, shaking my head. That's I mean, I guess the decap kind of works. Like, if you're really, like, it does get you the tick. But yeah, you gotta boot him, not splat him with the TA. You could do those drops once you've, like, completely fucked the town over. That's when you really want to do it. Or if they've, like, really committed over here. Like, look at their team right now. There's like 4 AA, 2 heavies. I think there's like a 3rd heavy unless that star got killed somehow. And okay, here's the boot. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Kickapoo's killing his own inf. That's how important this is to him. He's gonna team kill his own inf. Nice cluster though. Look at, like, Spirit Gun does a good job dealing with the Navy SEALs. Interesting cluster of light tank drops. Like, notice all lights out of Red Rum right now. That's in this situation, that's probably the best bet, honestly. Pretty frustrating that this isn't getting killed. Like, that's a super overextended heavy. And here we go, the lights and the drops. Kickapoo's doing light tank drops too. Oh man. This is a lucky tank. Lucky tank gets the cap. They're gonna get a cap up here. Look, such team play. He's letting Kick get it. Excellent team play. Finally kills that overextended tank. I guess that the heavy must have died. And look at this comeback now. Like, they're doing everything on this map. Like, a lot of really newbie teams, they just kind of stick with one strategy. Like, they're like, we're just going to town push all the time. But these guys, they switched it up. They tried the mill. Then they were defensive. Then they transitioned. Oh my god. What is this? How did he get so much TA? That's... I mean, sure. I would have saved for a nuke and dropped it on the town. Like, that's 50 TA and then, you know, 16 TA. I mean, it does kill everything. Jeez. They're going to get the cap. Ooh. Okay, he still gets the cap. And... yeah, their air is busy clearing up town, but they immediately got the town back. Like, there's no sustained like, this is, like, a heavy should be up here, guys. Like, there is AA there. Like, a heavy should be up here. Not like a blob of lights going all into the same place. Like, I'm always criticizing people for the blobs of lights going into the same place. And, like, the support's not really there. Like, he's outstripping the support. Like, he's just gonna lose half these tanks, yeah. Got a face full of missiles. And in the meantime, like, the town push is completely unhelped. Like, even though there's AA there, there's air, there's inf, more drops from the other team. And yeah, what can you do with this heavy tank? Like, all these lights are fucked. Like, this is some suicidal YOLO shit. they do a lot of damage with those missiles, damn. But he should be hunting for the AA, but Blitz is completely wiped, so even hunting the AA at this point is pointless. And look, another heavy up here. That's just going to whittle away. Oh yeah, see, there's the AA. Come on, kill it. Good stuff. Random TB out of Tuna. I don't know what that's about. So, it's a completely that USSR has like the slightest lead just with their crazy town pushes. Really like gave them like the town is so important for the NATO team. Like if they lose town, it's brutal. It's a close one though, and it's just only gonna get sweatier because think of all the TA that these guys blew. Like there must be a nuke coming. I can't remember. I didn't really pay attention on my initial watch of this. I think I probably watched it back when Kick sent it to me. Oh yeah, there's the nuke. You know, so typical. Again, we've been playing Riviera too much. You know, Riviera. You know, this team not or this community not playing Riviera constantly. You know, challenge impossible. It's just impossible for us not to. But notice like the town, just by decapping and fucking on the town, like this is good TA usage. Holy shit. Kick is just soloing this team. Like, look at like all the support, all the armors over here. Kick is just all alone over here, just sweating it up. Oh, but look, drops up here. Elian and the air, clearing that up with the big comeback. Elian's gonna get the decap here. And in the like, man, Kick has done a lot of drops. How are they gonna get out of this one? Like the lights up here are impossible. And I just feel like, okay, Blitz and Kitty have had a dead heat. I haven't really been paying attention to what Kitty's been doing. She's struggling. Like, oh my god, there's a star shithead in the back. That's ridiculous. More light tank blobs. Like, Red Rum hasn't got a heavy tank in like the last 10 minutes. It's just craziness. But look at all this decapping action, capping action. Oh, Popoloco's just got a little bit. But you, like these guys, like, infantry can kill trucks. I know it's crazy, but they can. Oh, that's a mistake out of Elian. Just lets him get the cap. Really just need one chopper up here, but there's so many targets. Like, look, Blitz has to kill this. He has to kill that heavy. Hopefully he's going to go back and kill that light. Yeah, okay, he's got it. And Kide is just running into, like, a kill zone with surrounded by AA. Here we go. Now it's Kickapoo's turn to do unsupported drops. He gets really lucky clusters. Just has to bash that last fort down, gets it. He's going to get a cap of that. And now Red Rum's doing light tanks drops over here. So finally he's helping out town. And I guess Blitz didn't come and kill that tank. Oh, that could lose them the game right there. Like, this tank just causing chaos. But they get massive caps in town. These drops out of NATO are a little too late. This got decapped, which is pretty big, and huge tick, like 5 chevron advantage. Here comes more drops. Okay, Blitz is coming up here to clear that up. But there's nothing that they can do about these town drops. There's so many freaking units here. Popoloco is solo capping this. Guess that's the best he can do. And they're going, yeah. And this is the classic response to the town push, is just cap all this stuff. Kickapoo spamming APCs. Oh, the desperation, the Peru plays. I mean, yeah, that's all. To kill that that AA that's capping everything, and it can kill light tanks. And look, they're coming back. They're coming back. 1 minute left. 4 chevron tick. 2 chevron tick. They got the mansion. Kick manages to cap this. Random drop up here, but if this TA lands, like, that should have stayed on that point guard, because there goes the decap, and USSR just has the lead with just a little bit left. More tank blobs out of Red Rum. He's going to get the decap here. That's all he needs. Neutralizes the tick. 30 seconds left. They're dropping Jeeps. It's desperation plays. Like, everyone's cool. They've done so many drops. He's probably on cooldown on everything else. These guys should just be running for it, man. Like, don't even sit in buildings. Like, what's the point? Squishing things over here. Oh, it's so close. Yeah, like, what do you how do you defend? 10 seconds left. Decaps all around. Yeah, now they're running to do the decap. Perfect. And this is still decapped. Oh, it's so close. And NATO just has no gas left. They get a cap, massive caps, but it's too late. 49 to 50. You know, just by, 33 or 0.33%. That's how they lost it. One light tank decap could have done it. I guess this is why people like playing Riviera, but that's a high level Riviera, guys. Even though, like, there's a few players who aren't as experienced, like, yeah, and Kid A did outscore Blitz in the end. Yeah, that's a good game, a sweaty game, like, all over the place. Fights everywhere constantly, and that's what you like to see on Riviera. Like, people say Riviera sometimes gets stale and stalematey, but clearly, if the teams are aggressive enough and just constantly attacking everywhere and kind of like doing the yin-yang thing, like, if I get attacked in this spot, I'm going to attack here, and then if I get attacked here, I'm going to attack in this spot, and then I'm going to drop up here. Pressure everywhere, even the pressure in the back. That's a sign of a good game. And yeah, that's a GG. Thanks, Kickapoo, for the replay. I'm slowly working through all the replays you sent me, but, there always seems to be more. And yeah, take it easy, guys. Later.